Damn it! It didn't hit record. Shit.
Right. Well, you know,
Uh, that we get like many years from now we can have
all,
the
all of
tat
our
sesh
viewers.
sessions. Yeah. You guys want to know more about the tat sesh sessions?
It was
Go beyond the paywall. Here you go.
right. If you guys want to learn more, we there is no more. We didn't
There is
record that.
no more. In fact, you shouldn't. If you spend money, we're telling you right now, you shouldn't. Just
There was nothing back there. Oh, I didn't. I thought you knew there was nothing behind it. This is just a curtain and there's a wall. This is like a movie theater. There's nothing there.
Do you want to go through the secret door? You got to pay extra. Go through the secret door. It's just the exit. You just push out the back exit.
Right.
Bye. You can come back in, but you got to pay again. That's just how that works.
I don't know if I can even say that you got me. You're just a prick.
But now I want to go back in. Oh.
Right. Just to beat you.
We're close by.
So did I saw that Chris said I am out tonight too. Did Jen say she was out?
No, I didn't see I didn't see Dolan's number come up.
Right?
No, there was no other message.
It's weird that it was I'm out tonight too. She's like, was someone else out? And apparently,
Unless
Jen's
wait,
out. Unless she isn't, and then she comes in.
Unless Chris means he's out in prison too, and he was referencing the whole conversation about Tinker.
Right?
Oh God, Chris, what's happened? What's going on?
He's in prison because he was spreading COVID intentionally. It's like, wow, that's some 2021 shit right there.
Yeah, that's a way to bring a dumpster fire back. Good job. All right.
Right? Exclusively, you did this. Well, I mean, we can start in, kind of get moving with it at least. Introduce what's new for you guys.
Wait. Can I do this? Eric, do you want to go first and tell us about your barb deeds?
Ooh, yeah. So, let's start.
Saving so much time. So much time with this.
I know. So, I went up a few levels. Now I have some stuff. I got a brutal critical. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I can now use Commune with Nature as a ritual spell, just in case we need to use that. And I also got Relentless Rage, so we got that as well. Hooray!
What does Relentless Rage give you? I don't remember.
If I drop to 0 hit points when I'm raging and don't die, I can make a DC 10 con saving throw. If I succeed, I drop to 1 hit point instead. And then I keep fighting. But it increases by 5 each time I use this after the first, resetting to 10 after a short or long rest.
Do you have to be raging for that to kick in, or do you just always have that?
I have to be raging.
Yeah.
I have to be raging.
So
it is in the name, after all.
Well, so
right.
in the state of, or in reference to
Pennsylvania.
In the state of Pennsylvania, now, like with regards to like, power word kill or something like that, like that would automatically bring you to 0, and you'd be dead.
Yeah.
But because there's no death saves on that, so like, would you?
No. I think that it wouldn't kick in for that because it's specifically if I drop to 0 hit points while you're raging and don't die.
And don't die. Okay.
Give you death ward.
But you do die, right?
Oh wait, I still have the parry up of wound closure, so even if that happens, I'm technically stable.
Well, I don't think anything gets you out of power word kill death if you fail the save.
Fair enough.
Power word kill.
What's it? It drops you. What's the wording on power word kill?
You die instantly.
Yeah, there's no like death saving
It
throws.
says it drops you down to 0 hit points and you die instantly.
That's what happened to Karg in.
Yeah, but if it drops him down to 0 hit points and he gets rid of that first effect, maybe? I don't know. I would selfishly argue for this for Harbor too, but because we have the same thing. Otherwise,
TJ's trying to establish case law.
I don't like that. I don't like what happened with Karg. I want to redo that.
In Fawcett verse
You-
5e,
your honorable
2024.
GM, I would propose that based on the ruling of Bortle v.
your lawyer.
So it
Border-
says.
Bortle v. Underworld.
Exactly.
It says, may the jury understand the following. You utter a word of power that can compel one creature you can see within range to die instantly. If the creature you choose has 100 hit points or fewer, it dies. Otherwise, the spell has no effect.
Objection.
Yeah, it doesn't say drop down to 0. It says
Yeah, no, it's just dead.
It's just
Just die.
under 100 dead.
Not
Yes.
even anything. Which
I do-
honestly, it's like, come on,
I
I'm
have
not gonna pull that out. I'm gonna kill you guys with other fun stuff.
I'm gonna kill
I
you,
have
Greta.
something that can help with that if we know we're going up against a power word kill enemy, which is Death Ward, which would, I think, drop you to 0 instead, potentially.
Okay.
No, actually, Death Ward won't do that. It's the same kind of effect. Because it says
I mean, a counterspell would work, but
Well, yeah. But that's stopping the
you
spell
roll high enough.
yeah.
rather than, or if you use a high enough level. But it's something where it's like, yeah, that would stop
Oh,
the
yeah.
spell rather
If
than
the
negate
if
the
this-
effects.
If the spell is still in effect, when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantly without dealing damage, and the effect is instead negated against the target, and the spell ends. So I think Death Ward would actually
Would
save
work.
you from power word kill.
I mean, it sounds
Wow.
like
Cool.
its name alone sounds like it should.
Yeah, it has two effects. It's the one where instead of when you drop to 0, you instead drop to 1, then the spell ends. And the second part is if there's an effect that would kill you instantly.
Yeah. There you
That's
go.
yeah.
Okay.
So we would just need the foresight to do that beforehand, and that would help us.
Cool.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, it was 8 hours and 5 minutes. And
Oh.
When did you cast that
Oh.
again? What time?
No, remember, you guys headed out at 10, so you had to be casting that at 9:55. So yeah, You
Sucks to
clocked
suck.
Sucks to suck.
yeah, you were off the clock at that point. No, you won't be getting overtime, Death Ward.
Sorry. You don't get workers' comp this time.
Right.
OTW.
Also, was the TAT session approved fully?
Yeah, that the first one, yes.
Yeah. So I'm also putting
I was-
on a level 1 incomplete Blood Fury tattoo.
Explain more so they can hear
All right.
it.
So does
So-
that just mean you have like high blood pressure, or what is
No, so the Blood Fury
No,
tattoo.
I get high blood pressure on Thursdays with Tinker.
that? You're welcome.
So the Blood Fury tattoo itself is a legendary tattoo. 10 charges, resets daily at dawn, and when it's attuned, you expend a charge to deal on a melee attack. When you hit a melee attack, or a weapon attack, I should say, you can expend a charge and then deal 4d6 of necrotic damage to the target, and then take the same amount of what you dealt in damage back as health. Now, I'm making this an incomplete one based on my level. It's a level 1 instead, and it's 4 charges and 1d6 of necrotic damage.
Okay. So maybe like over the series of several adventures,
Cor-
you could get it better.
Level
better,
up,
better.
yeah.
Okay.
I've already made some custom ones for 1, 2, and 3 as well, to just kind of...
Would you call that leveling up the TG, as in the TAT game? The TG?
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
So, the reason that I wanted you to tell specifically on that is the tattoo itself is something that is legendary and bigger, but that's the level of stuff that you guys are going to be able to have available to you. So it's something where it's just like, if you want, because we're going to be going over like, what do you guys get with leveling? What did you want for items? Was there anything that you were thinking? There were treasures that were in the place, but honestly, it's something where if you guys just say, nope, we'll gather this stuff and then sell all of it, and then have the money to get these things. We'll figure that out as you guys figure out what you want to do, but just, specifically for, you guys who are left, TJ and Tom. And Jen's here now. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she heard like what the tattoo does and what we're building it towards, so that, you guys have thoughts that you can kind of throw out there. So, with that being said,
I did not hear about a tattoo.
All right, so Eric proposed a tattoo, which was a legendary tattoo. And he's like, can I have this? Ha ha ha. And he can't, but he is starting to get it and building it up. So instead of getting the ability to do 4d6 of necrotic damage and be healed for that, he has 10 charges of it. He has 1d6 and only 4 charges. So that's when you hit with an attack. So there's
Correct.
different things where he'll be able to get that and start building up towards the legendary. But
Towards the 4d6 and
Yes.
10 charges is the legendary. And it's 10 charges per day.
Per day, resets at dawn, not on long rest.
And how much gold is the total cost?
that's going to be a bit.
Yeah.
And he's going to have that over the course of like 7 or 8 levels or something, where it builds up. But he's going to grow into it.
Yeah.
Eric,
So is the
maybe
timeline already set? Like we can't speed that process up for him?
No,
no.
No, it's
Oh.
definitely, it levels up with the levels, we'll say,
Gotcha,
because it honestly, if you put something like this on like a level 6, you would, or a level 9, level 11, it's ridiculous. I'd just be
Level 1.
instantly, yeah, it's like an instant heal for, a quarter of my health. So,
Yeah.
Would you
Wow.
Okay.
would you say
4
that
ones.
this first tattoo is just a small, delicate tattoo on the small of your shell back?
I was going sleeve. That was the description I used, is you don't get like a full color sleeve in one session.
It's
So-
not going to be a turtle tramp
It-
stamp.
A
No, it's
legendary
not gonna-
tattoo, it has to cover like your whole body, doesn't it? Eventually, because it does like a breakdown in the tattoo. It says you
let's-
have this
let's
much
figure that
area
out.
to cover.
What's it called? Blood? Oh, yeah. I still
Blood
have it.
Fury.
That was the last thing I had searched.
So
Yeah.
if you're
Also,
starting it
there's
off
anything-
and it's like an uncommon Blood Fury tattoo, then
Right.
it would be like, all right, it's your hand. But then it escalates pretty quickly. It's like, all right, now it's your one limb. Now it has to be 2 limbs. Now it has to be 2 limbs and your back. It's something like that. You have to be
Right.
like the Red Dragon.
There's
Voldemort
definitely going to
from
be shit
that
all
movie.
over your shell.
Yeah, that's fine.
But Tink will be the one with the tramp stamp.
Yes.
All right,
But
one
not yet.
hand, one hand or foot, or a quarter of a limb, half a limb or the scalp, 1 limb, 2 limbs or the chest or upper back, and then legendary is 2 limbs and the torso. So eventually we're building up to 2 limbs and the torso.
Okay.
Eventually, you're in the Yakuza.
Fair
Right.
enough.
So are you gonna do an arm and a leg? The torso, or are you gonna do 2 arms, 2
But-
legs?
But
Probably
across.
2 arms and
Right,
torso.
right
but-
arm, left leg. It's just
yeah, just like straight diagonal.
It's-
Yeah. So that would look cool.
and it kind of looks like a tire tread.
Well, I was about to say, wouldn't it be a serpent would make more sense in that aspect? But
Its tire tread's going serpentine. That's
And that's
zoom, zoom.
it's just, you know, Bortle, and his axe is actually, as you guys look a little bit closer, it's actually a turtle crossing sign that he's sharpened, and he's still mad about the fact that they didn't actually look for him. I'll never forget this.
I'll never forget this day.
They never slow down.
Right.
They never slow
They'll
down.
be slow forever soon. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of what he's building towards, and yeah, like TJ was saying, there's common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and legendary. So at this point, it's like half a limb, then 1 limb, 2 limbs, or the chest or upper back. So yeah, it'll just kind of be growing on your arm onto your torso, and then spread to another limb if you want to do both arms or whichever.
Fair enough.
But yeah, there's definitely going to be some on the shell, I'd imagine. You can go front or back or both. So, but yeah, that's where Bortle's going with this. What does anyone else have for levels? And I'm not going to hold you to any items tonight or anything like that. Like, no, you said this. Like, yeah, but then I found this. The other reason is, you know, I don't know what item I would take, and then maybe someone else has a suggestion where it's just like, this thing is really fucking cool. I mean, basically, at this point, you guys could look at legendary items and say, I want this. How do I get it, or start to get it, or whatever?
And
I
just,
want a belt of giant strength.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit.
There you
You
go.
You might just be
Also-
able to get that.
Cool.
also
Because I think
just-
I've wanted that since level 1, if I recall. So.
No,
Just put it
you
out there.
did want it. Not, I
Tinker-
think. Definitely.
Tinker can now.
I'm pretty sure it was
You-
on my inventory.
You've had it,
It's
right?
still
You
there.
still have
Tom,
it, yes.
You'll never know.
Tinker can now craft common and uncommon magic items for half the cost and half the time.
Oh, cool.
So if we have half the money for those items and it works for what Kevin wants to set, I looked at some of the different. Xanathar's guide probably has the best breakdown of cost and time for items, but it's if you're down for that, that may be something to consider during like from now till next week or whatever for items.
Yeah, I mean, it might be something where, I mean, so what I'd probably do in that case is say that if there was any downtime stuff that people wanted to do, Tinker, if you wanted to spend your downtime making those, there would definitely be the ability to make, you know, more than just trying to buy them, if depending on the certain things and what they are.
All right, so if that's the case, can Tinker go next? And then I would like to award my gifts to everybody for keeping Tinker alive, because he feels very passionate that everybody has gone out of their way to make sure that they didn't, you know, aim their spells and kill him during the last like forever combat that we were in.
All
Also, they usually come and pick me up at jail the next day, and I appreciate that.
You're
So-
grateful that we
Generally.
didn't murder you.
Yeah, so you let me grow
Or
stronger.
leave me.
I can now murder you.
You're so
but it's fine.
self-aware.
Well, is he? I think he just focuses on one thing and then focuses on the next. So Tinker got some interesting things. The Armorer got an armor modification, which both boosted what my armor is, like my bonuses to it, as well as letting me infuse the actual armor with more things beyond my sort of standard item infusing level, which is cool. And then I also, at 11th level, got something called a spell storing item. And so I think I'll start with that, and we don't have to role play it out, but basically Tinker walks up to Bortle and says, let me see your weapon for a sec, please, friend. And if you let him see it, he reaches out, and there's it looks as if he imparts some sort of energy into your wait, what do you have? You have a maul or a warhammer? What do you have? Bortle.
Me? I have a great axe.
A great axe. So your great axe now, it kind of has like a dull blue glow to it. Not enough that would cast light, but it's got like a dull blue glow to it. And as you touch it,
I thought you were
it's-
gonna say like it now has a dull blade after I smashed it on the street. You're welcome. That is your gift. I have changed your
No.
shitty axe into a nice maul.
No, but what you do notice
Now-
is, as you hold your axe, it's sticky, like it's kind of sticky to your hands.
Yeah,
to hold it.
no one's surprised. Can I see
However,
that? I know it's gonna come back sticky. It's like when you give your kid something. It's just like, I'm gonna get this back, and it's just gonna be fucking sticky and gross.
However, your axe now allows you, as an action, to cast the spell Web 6 times a day, and it recharges 1d4 charges every dawn.
What uncommon or common item is that?
Nope. Nope. At 11th level, you learn how to store a spell in an object. Whenever you finish a
Oh.
long rest, you can touch a simple or martial weapon or one item that you can use as a spellcasting focus and store a spell in it, choosing a 1st or 2nd level spell from the Artificer spell. It requires 1 action to cast, and I don't have to have it prepared. When holding the object, a creature, not me, can take an action to produce the spell's effect from it using your spellcasting ability modifier. And basically, it has a number of uses equal to twice your intelligence modifier. My modifier is 3, so it has 6 charges. So as far as battlefield control, you now can drop a web spell that gives you, like, I think it's 60 feet of range to do a 20-foot cube of web. It just has to touch 2 surfaces.
Now, is this still like an action? It's still,
It's an action.
casting.
Yeah, he has
Okay.
to use an action to do it, but if he's running towards an enemy, he rages as a bonus action, but he can't get there. He can stick them in place or keep people stuck in a hallway. And I just think for, like, battlefield control, having the fighter, or the barbarian in this case, have some, like, control besides just hitting things, it's going to be real helpful. So that's why I gave this to you.
Okay, I'm gonna. Is there any way you could send? Do you have that copied easily somewhere, or is that in your Artificer somewhere?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I know,
give
right?
this to you and start asking for shit. Yes, of course. I will get you the description for web, and
Oh,
you
if
know,
it's just a description for web, and was it 6 charges, resets 1d4 at dawn?
yep. And then you just need
Alright.
to know, like, my stats for it, and I can get those to you. But basically, my
Spell
it's
score?
a it's a 15 save that they would have.
Okay.
Kevin, you need to read up on Artificer. I can't read up on Artificer.
I want
It'll
you to
break
know
my
that.
brain.
I want you to know it broke my brain. I called Kevin on Tuesday and I'm like, can I talk through some stuff? Because I've read this several times and I still am not sure what I'm looking at. The next thing that he would do is he would go over to Asgoth, and you guys have all seen Futurama, right? Yes. When he meets the crazy people underground and they're all wearing their tinfoil helmets. He would go over to Asgoth and say, Asgoth, you should probably put this on. I made it just for you.
What is it, a stupid helmet?
No, actually, it should keep you from being stupid, especially when you cast your spells. And in game time, I have infused this tinfoil crown with Mind Sharpener. Mind Sharpener. The infused item can send a jolt to the wearer to refocus their mind. While wearing this infused item, whenever the creature fails a con save throw to maintain concentration on a spell, it can use its reaction to succeed instead.
Does
So if
it
you,
require attunement?
I don't believe it does. Hang on. See if it says attunement. Mind Sharpener. Does not require attunement.
Mind Sharpener.
Yes, it is an infusion that I have infused into this trashy piece of wear. And if you'll notice, I won't get into them right now, but Tinker has a lot of, like, trash-looking gear all over him, more so than usual.
Is this
Oh.
like a normal item
Yep, it's just a standard item.
that people can get? I don't have it in here.
Mm-mm. No, so the item that is infused standardly, it's a suit of armor or robes. I'm just changing this into a tinfoil crown that you can wear.
It's what's the normal item's name? Mind sharpener.
Mind sharpener. Yeah, it's an infusion, so it's not actually an item.
Oh,
Um,
that's what I was confused about. Okay.
yes. And
How
so
many
basic.
infusions can you have at once?
So I can have up to 4 items infused, unless we're talking about my armor, and then the armor can have at this point 3 infusions on it.
So would those be taking away from your infusions if you're giving us all these gifts?
So the spell storing item is not an infusion, so it
Right.
is outside of that. This is my 4th item, so it is not an infusion. I am giving it to you because I don't have a
I thought you
thing I
said
can
you
infuse.
I thought you said you infused it. It's not a common item.
Wait, are you talking about the tinfoil? Yes, that is the 4th item I have infused.
As
So I'm
the
giving.
okay.
Yes.
Tom, what spell level is webcast at?
2nd level.
All right, cool.
It has to. The spell storing has to be 2nd level or lower, so it's a 2nd level web.
All right.
So yeah, so you now have Mind Sharpener. So as long as you have a reaction, if you fail a concentration check on like one of your spells, you can use your reaction to instead just pass that check. He then wanders over to Keone, and he's like,
Keone, I really wanted to upgrade your weapon, but I can't do that yet. I have to keep mine pretty cool. But I made these.
and he pulls out what looks like the rattiest gum-covered, maybe even like some sort of goo-covered slippers, and hands them to you and goes,
You should put these on, please. They will require attunement though, and also I think you'll really like them.
All right.
And
I mean, they're slippers. Like,
they're
like
slippers.
I take my boots off and I'm wearing slippers now.
Well, try them on. All right, do you have them on?
And you notice that
All
when
right,
you put your
I
feet
put them
in,
on.
when you put your feet inside, they actually feel really soft and comfortable. It's just the outsides look like they look like something that like the local hobo made for you, because that's
Yeah.
literally what's happened.
Right.
But Tinker goes,
All right, so go walk up that wall.
and you'll notice that you can now just walk up the wall because Tinker has crafted for you slippers of spider climbing.
Well, you only notice if you take his
Oh yeah,
his
if
orders.
you try it. If you don't, then you just have some really shitty looking bag shoes on.
Go walk up that wall. Fuck you.
I'm not gonna.
You don't tell me what to do. I'm fine. I just gave you something though, but fucking be a dick about it.
And as if you walk up the wall and you realize you can now stand on the wall, because Tinker was thinking that during that last giant fight, you would have been really, really great if you had just walked on the ceiling of the room and shot people and just never had to like do anything but steady aim and shoot people from the
Yeah.
ceiling. That
That would have been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I just have a slight concern about these things. These are awesome. I love them.
You're
It's
welcome.
exactly what I wanted.
The issue is that Tinker made them.
I know.
No,
right?
not at all. I'm just a little concerned because they are slippers, so you tend to be able to slip your feet in and slip them out. And if I am on a wall, vertical,
Oh
horizontal,
no, that's what the gum on the outside is for.
I
It'll
was
stick
gonna say,
right to you.
have you ever seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
yeah.
So, those shoes that are now stuck on you forever.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
that goo that whatever happened from Tinker, however he made this, those are stuck on you forever now.
Don't ask.
It's
Just
like,
don't
oh,
ask.
okay, these slippers, they don't slip off. Okay.
I mean, did you choose slippers on account of I'm a grandma? Is that if we
Oh,
like
no.
doing a thematic thing?
No, I saw this wizard once wear these really cool shoes that had webs on them, and I didn't have any webs, so I just got some
Because
stuff
I
that's
gave them
super
all
sticky.
to Bortle.
So
Yeah, they're different webs.
but yeah, so you just Tinker wants to do this for everybody. I may not be able to at the moment or get something for Louis. I have a plan. I just don't have it ready because I couldn't craft it.
He's not even
and then-
here.
I know.
So,
and then the
whatever.
fuck you, Chris. And then the last thing is, this is an item that may be up for grabs. Kevin and I talked. I have an item called, or I had an item, whatever you want to call it, an item called the Living Gloves Thieves Tools, which basically allow you to add double your proficiency modifier to your like attempts to use thieves tools. The problem is that they're kind of like a cursed item where you can't get them off once you put them on unless you get like a remove curse cast. And so one of the things Tinker wants to do in the downtime is get them off so I can carry a different item, attune to a different item. But those would be up for grabs if I can get that done. And then the other
So
things
some
that
cursed gloves of stealing or lockpicking or something.
hang on, I'll put
Some sort of rogue shit.
Yeah, I grabbed these when we first started because it sounded great, and then like a level ago, Tinker basically got the ability that any tools he uses, he can double his proficiency bonus when using those tools. So this became like kind of a moot point. I didn't need them at that point. And then Tinker's got some other items that he's he's infused himself with, but you guys will see those as they come out. They're ridiculous. You'll probably enjoy them. And that's Tinker.
Just remember to knock, because when I'm inventing very hard.
You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
So Tom, I know we had talked about it and stuff. I'm just curious. At some point, we'll have to take a look at the 3 armor spell slot thing. Well, not spell slot, but
No,
whatever.
I gotcha.
Because it's just like everything that you said made sense. It's just making sure everything is legit and stuff. Because Artificer is new to all of us. It sucks because normally I'm like, whatever, I'll allow it, and then TJ will say, it's supposed to read like this, and I'm like, oh, good. And he's like, I don't read Artificer. And it's like, fuck, so what? I have to do work? God damn it, TJ, you dick.
Artificer. That's how I handled Artificer. Yeah, you guys can do anything but Artificer. Oh, what are you, a wildfire druid? Yeah,
right.
I mean, that was
like all of this stuff I'm fine with. It's more just like, okay, but like TJ will tell me how it actually works when it's being presented. It's like, all right, good, he gets it, and then it's just like, whoa, come on.
Artificer out, wildfire druid out. Anything that can summon more than one creature out.
TJ's the actual, like, the real life wizard. All the knowledge and everything.
Sword and fear. Sword.
Or maybe he's just the real life artificer, getting all the information.
Damn it! I gotta get banned.
Right.
I'm banning myself.
I ban me from real life. Wait, what does that even mean? All right, cool. Are there
that picture of the kid giving the peace sign and then he just becomes transparent?
Are there any items that you're looking to kind of build up towards, or any thoughts on that, or you want to look into some stuff?
Honestly, I don't have any space for more items because of like what I've attuned to at this point, and I think that just trying to figure out what all of the shit I've just equipped myself with does, I'm kind of okay for the moment.
Okay. All right. Did you just update that? Because I'm seeing that your mind thing isn't used.
What do you mean?
The mind shard thing or whatever it is. All right, Santa.
Mind sharpening.
Santa Tinker.
Mind sharpener.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't find it because that one isn't an item; it's an infusion. So I don't know how to. I'll have to make a custom item.
Yeah, I think you'll have to do a custom item that's been infused with mind sharpener.
Yeah. Because, like, I can see it because I'm actually going down on his thing. His whatever it's called.
Like the character stuff. Yeah.
Yes, the character page. Yeah, and so I'm seeing that there's no item infused with Mind Sharpener on yours, Tom.
Yeah. So I didn't do it on mine because it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But because it allows me to, because infusing an item allows me to infuse items and give it to others, that's why I didn't create it, because I didn't, like, why would I create it in my stuff if I'm not going to do that?
Yeah. Who would like to go next?
So I don't have items really. I don't know if people talk about their level, but I took the rest of it in cleric. So level
Finally
3
a
rogue.
healer.
I'm not a healer.
Oh no, I'm a
cleric.
damage cleric.
Yeah. I have healing stuff if needed, but it's funny that our sorcerer warlock is more of a healer. But I can try to take that title from him. Just be like, you don't know about the gods.
Right.
Yeah. I went this way mainly because of spells. But the one other thing that I got for being a cleric at level 8 is Divine Strike. And that adds a 1d8 poison damage to a strike once per turn, which lines up. Yeah, it's not there.
And that's just automatic.
Yeah, it's once per turn. I only have one attack anyway as a rogue
Right, exactly.
cleric, so it will be easy to track unless I'm just like, hey, fighter now. But I was telling Eric before that the Trickster actually has the worst one of these because the damage is poison instead of any other damage. So that damage is just the most resisted or have monsters like immune to it. So it's kind of strange. And you can't use Elemental Adept on it either. So I can't, if they're resistant, I can't take that away. It's weird. But I'm mainly focusing on this for the spells anyway. This is just a backup, and hopefully they don't have poison resistance. And even if they do, it's still like a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
What else did I get? I think I got a new way to use Channel Divinity.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's just a way to become invisible. But that I still really like invoke duplicity. So I can now do that one twice instead, where I can send out a copy of myself.
Right. I was just gonna. It's like, wait, you already had that, and it's like, no, you got a long rest in the middle of a fight. That's why you were able to throw it out twice, right?
No, I saved that. I only used it once. During that whole fight.
What was the other thing that gave? Did you just use the
mirror
image? Yeah.
I just did a DBZ move. I'm
right.
moving so fast right now. But that's pretty much it for like the level up. For item, I wasn't expecting items, so I don't really have one.
Right. That's
fair.
The only reason I'm really bringing it up is because Eric had, I think, jokingly asked for that. Maybe it's like, hey, maybe like no one would. He actually said, no DM would give that out, and I'm like, oh, very wrong. I'm giving that shit to you. It's like, and maybe it was reverse psychology, but for me, it's just like, no, I like giving you guys stuff. That means you can't bitch when I'm throwing ridiculous shit at you.
Yeah. I told Eric before that because he was telling me about it. I said, yeah, I
All
said
right,
I
be
I
careful.
like being this level, but I don't have an item like that. So when Asgoth dies, because Kevin needs to make it harder for us, because you have this item, I'll be ready.
Right. Well, I mean, it's something where it's like, it's again, tonight's more of a, let's get into stuff because we're moving a big phase forward. You guys worked with the Noonarum. You took down the leaders of the Theodar. There's everything going on, so we're gonna have to start looking into resolving that and everything. And I'm currently just scrolling down the magic items myself, and there was the belt of giant strength, and honestly, there's different ones. So if Keone, if you wanted to get that and then start moving that up, I assume you'll be starting to attack with strength rather than dexterity. I know that's what happened when I was I forget the character's name, but the shadow monk that I had, the goblin. Once I grabbed the the belt, it's like, well, instead of a +5, it's like a +7. Let's
Who
go.
is the
I won't be attacking with strength versus dexterity. If I get that belt of giant strength, it gives me a +5 in strength. My dexterity is a +5.
Yeah, but if
So
I don't know, I mean, you could start building that up to like the different belts because they do go up, like there's up to like 27 or something like that. So then you get extra strength.
yeah,
I mean,
maybe it'd be
just
an option. Right now, I'm
exactly.
finesse weapon, so it'd be cool to have a little mallet or something like that. And I have this little gnomish chick just walking around
I
smashing
mean,
skulls.
and it could be something where it's like you, instead of going with a crossbow, you go with like a thrown weapon where it's just like, well, I'm throwing it with strength, and instead of a
Mm-hmm.
+5, it's a +6 or whatever. But so yeah, what did your levels bring you?
Um, Not much in the way of features. Um, I added to my Dex and Constitution, so my Dex is maxed out, and Constitution is nice. So my hit points are kind of beefy now, so that's pretty cool. Um, and my Deception and Persuasion skills are pretty juicy, and my Sleight of Hand and my Stealth is even more juicy.
Just
Um,
all the roguiest shit.
yeah, a solid rogue here. I did
Right.
get I did get infiltration expertise, so now I can unfailingly create a false identities for myself over the course of 7 days. And if I'm using the identity as a disguise, other creatures believe me that I'm that person until I give an obvious reason not to. Um, and reliable talent. So now my 20s on anything
Yeah, the
I am
lowest
using
you roll is a
for
10.
is a 10. Yeah.
Hold on. That lets you add your proficiency bonus. Is that specific?
Only abilities. Yeah, it says whenever you make an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus, then I can treat the D20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
So does that mean just ones that you have proficiency in, or is it
Yeah,
just
that's
anything
what it
that you
sounded like.
can add proficiency?
Oh. Hmm.
Because the wording is weird. Because I know TJ and I have talked about this because it's just regular rogue at this point where it's like now every ability is a 10. Like the lowest that you could roll is an 8 for your athletics. It's like other than that you're 13 and very much plus on some of the other ones. 23 is the lowest sleight of hand that you can roll. Which that is the case. Anything that you have proficiency in. And I think it's something where it's like, if you roll a 3 with acrobatics, it's still, okay, so you rolled a 15.
I mean, eventually with rogues, doesn't it become that way where no matter what you roll, it's going to be, at least a 10 or 11 plus.
Well, that's
whatever.
what this is. That's the thing, and I'm just curious if the wording's just weird, and it makes me think that it's like, oh no, just basically every ability
Well,
check.
when I click
Oh.
on reliable talent, it says by 11th level, you have refined your chosen skills until they approach perfection. So that to me says, like I know it says let's, but it says to me that it's the ones that I've chosen to add my proficiency to, not all of the ones that are possible to have my proficiency added to.
Yeah, this is weird. Because I had always thought it was the other way, but like the wording makes it seem like it's only the ones that you have
No,
proficiency.
whenever
but
you make an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus, you can treat a D20 roll of 9 or lower as 10.
Right. So the ones that I've added my proficiency to.
which is
Yeah.
weird because it's like, yeah,
That would be
it's
super
weird that they
overpowered.
didn't just say like an ability check that you're proficient in.
Yeah, but
Right.
you might not. You could have something where you have a proficiency in it based on getting it on a feat or something, or you've chosen it that way versus having your
Still, I'd say,
proficiency bonus
but that
be
you would get that
become
in that
proficient.
case too.
Yeah. You are then proficient, so it's something where
Yeah, you would
it's
still, it would
just
still count.
it's weirdly worded.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Like
I don't
it's,
know. Well, it's your call then. Whatever you want.
All
Either way,
your expertise abilities and your proficiency abilities, like
yeah, I
Brian
wouldn't
can't
even know. I would
roll.
have to go through and see which ones they allow me to add proficiency in, and then make a mental note of that.
Anything with a dot, it will probably roll it for you too. It will probably know that.
that's a
Like
good
if you were
point.
gonna roll stealth now, it might like give you the breakdown and be like, you rolled a 1, but actually 10, so you got a 23 in
Actually,
stealth.
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna
curious
roll
about
a
that.
stealth, not at advantage. Actually, no, I'll do it at advantage because it'll just give us 2 rolls and then roll it. See what it says.
Yeah, we might be checking a couple. You might be rolling a bunch. It's like, okay, you have to roll lower than a 10 gen. You're ruining the whole test.
Jesus,
I mean,
now
that-
I'm rolling high. I can't fucking roll to
See?
save my life.
See?
Are you proficient in
I'm proficient in everything I just rolled.
I don't know, it hasn't.
Not religion. I'm not proficient in religion.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I know
Anyone-
nothing's popping up.
All right. So the
You-
4 and the 3 didn't work.
Are you proficient in
Oh, that's-
perception?
Perception? No.
That's 13. That's not. These aren't helping.
But I know
There
that
it is.
would have been a possible
Are you
proficiency.
your proficient in intimidation?
This one.
Intimidation. No.
Yeah, so like
Okay, there it is. Yep. So it's just ones that you are proficient in because
But I am okay, so I'm proficient in deception.
that
Now
17.
oh, so it's saying a 1d20 minimum 10 plus. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's only doing it for the ones I am proficient in.
yeah. And then your passive. I
Yeah.
don't think we ever really use passive things, but like
Passive.
the passives also got a bonus to it if you're proficient in them. Like passive perception, passive investigation. Like it just adds like a +5 to it.
Yeah.
I think like
I'm not
I think
proficient in perception or investigation. I am proficient in insight. Oh yeah, so it did. It's
so.
my insight.
Is your passive insight 17?
Yes.
So you can't roll below passive. Just cool.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
Right.
There
Okay.
you go.
I think I know what I'd like for now, and I think it's a pretty
Yeah.
easy ask.
Absolutely not. It's too
Right.
much.
Well, I was
You're cut off.
gonna let him ask and then say no, but
So-
yes.
Oh.
What I
But yes,
really want to get
also no.
I really want to get my hands on is an all-purpose tool, but I can't attune to another item right now, so I can't ask for it. It's stupid to get. But I'd like to
Take
get
none.
Well, I mean,
I'd
if it's better than something that you have, sort of thing.
Hold
you
on.
know.
Well, so the all-purpose tool comes in 3 levels. There's common, uncommon, and rare. And the rare is a +3 bonus. But that clearly is not something. It's like I think the all-purpose tool is maybe something that Tinker will start to craft as he continues to level up, not in the moment right now. But I think I'd like to have an alchemy jug. I think that gives Tinker more stuff he can carry to just do stuff with.
I mean, yeah. Alchemy jug is something that you can pull off. That's definitely an item, like you said. That's not a big ask to pull off.
Until you find out what Tinker wants to do with mayonnaise. But
okay. I don't want to know. But no, I mean that's a fucking green item. So whatever. No, you don't have access to that shit.
Oh, there's different colored alchemy jugs? What is this? I didn't know this.
Quick question.
I know
because I know we discussed it. Bracers of defense. I know it's a little bit higher up.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. My selfish thought of AC low hurt much.
Yeah. That would be nice to boost your
Right?
AC.
Just like a little bit
Yeah.
of boost because I
But
can't
if it's
wear
not
armor.
fucking hitting you.
Would be nice. I took a little too much hits on the last turn.
What's your hit? What are you max at hit points?
Now it's 115.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's everybody else?
Fair.
Tinker's rocking an 80 right now.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Same.
You too?
Yeah.
I'm
What are you at?
102.
Oh.
I know, that con boost really helped me out.
Yeah, Keone is the most ridiculous stats I've seen on a character. It's like,
And now my lowest stat, I want to boost with a fucking hill giant.
Yes, now your lowest stat.
Well,
Yeah,
from the beginning,
I only
yeah.
just came up with this.
No. Yeah, I didn't
Now
like that.
and
you
also
made
way
me
then.
go 11 levels not liking that deficit.
Well, yeah.
I've been really irritated about that this whole time.
Oh no, I have one stat that's below
One
16.
stat that's shitty.
How sad everyone must be for you to
Like
deal
I'm
with.
playing an old fragile woman. Why the fuck am I
Right.
so weak?
And yet she'll tear her shirt off like a what's his name, fucking Lieutenant Armstrong.
I was going to say Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I was gonna.
No, even more so. Tear the shirt off, just have a pie, and she's just flexing.
Do you want a slice of this?
I'm doing pec flexes.
Right. Yeah, an alchemy jug is that's something that's kind of no problem. You you would be able. Keone, give me a just a D6 roll.
A 4.
Okay, hold.
Tinker's just eating mayonnaise.
Yum, yum, yum.
How are we
Where the hell did you
always
get
out of
mayonnaise?
mayonnaise? Doesn't that thing produce like 4 gallons a day?
Yum,
No.
only mayonnaise.
Ugh.
Also, you can store it. The warmer it is, the better.
So you have a belt of stone giant strength.
Oh. Okay.
Keone, it looks like you've been working out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna turn her into that character.
Do you even live, bro?
He was a lieutenant, right?
Who are you talking about?
Lieutenant Armstrong.
Oh, no.
Was he a commander? I don't remember.
No, you're talking. It might have been Commander or Corporal Armstrong. I know who you're
Doesn't
talking
matter.
about. Full
He's
Metal
in.
Alchemist. Yeah.
Well, yes, it doesn't matter. He's in Discord now. That's Keone. Especially now with the belt.
Wait, I haven't looked. Is it the dude with the tiny little tuft of blonde hair on his forehead?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I know. I don't have to look. I know
Major.
who
He's
we're
a
talking
major.
Right, he
That's
is a
right.
major.
He's a major something.
A major.
He's a major
Armstrong.
peony.
Right?
But he loses to his sister all the time. So
Well, yeah, she's
Does he?
badass.
lunatic,
he?
so yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yes.
yes,
No,
he
I
does.
know.
Yes.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Not
Yep,
even like
uh-huh.
a little bit.
And it's not even like, oh, because he holds back. It's like, oh, no, because she's terrifying. Kind
Major
of Keone-ish.
It's
I would say she's probably closer to Major General Armstrong than Major Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, yes, now Keone's weakest stat is 16 for both wisdom and intelligence. This monster of a creature. Like, I entirely get why not only was Wisp worried about her, but he had to leave the party entirely.
What?
Because she was so terrifying. not that he didn't like you, just horrifying. Like, if Superman was just standing next to you, it's just like, this is awesome. He could accidentally kill me by looking at me wrong. Holy shit. It's terrifying. Like, you feel better that he's on your side, but also, like, what if? No, that's Marvel.
I picture it like Capito, what's his name? From the big beetle from One Punch Man. You know what I mean? Like no one knows how much power that Saitama actually has. They all underestimate him beforehand. But he runs over, and then all of a sudden he's like, all my instincts are saying I'm gonna die.
Right.
And so that's essentially what Wisp has said about Keone. It's like, look at this small little old lady. Oh my god. This is horrible.
Why are you Yeah, it is. It's Kabuto.
So much power. Kabuto? Yeah.
Wait a minute. So Keone, your lowest stat is 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, that's why Tinker likes you. Tinker's
Now,
like,
now,
I'm not that strong. No.
what did you do to get so strong? First, I
did
bake
push-ups.
100 pies each day. Then, I hand out 100 candies to children. Next.
Those are very basic granny things. What are you doing?
Exactly.
There's no way that works.
Those are basically, those are our granny warm-up exercises. Next, I pinch 100 cheeks.
Oh no!
Just tearing people's faces off.
Tearing
the
Bortle's
worst.
shell off one at a time.
Right. Unveiling a tattoo. Well, they'll never
It's- you
see
have
it if
it
this
done.
is covering it. Tear off another section of shell.
This sounds like it's just the grayscale from Game of Thrones. All right, this is gonna hurt.
Right.
Bite on this stick.
It's like, wait, you have to tear my shell off and then you're gonna tattoo it? That sounds awful. Well, I already took this section off, so I mean, might as well get to inking. So, yes, there are items that have been granted and given. Tinker, you still have, some stuff you could get. Bortle, you already got your stuff. Kind of
Aw.
going forward with it.
I didn't know if you wanted to help me with that extra AC on the bracers of defense.
Oh, right. I forgot that you had asked specifically for that. What do you have right now with items?
I have a Great Axe of Web +1, a Periapt of Wound Closure, and a Incomplete Blood Fury tattoo level 1.
17. Yeah. Braces of defense can work.
Cool.
I have bigger armor now.
Your shell just grows.
Shell upgraded.
I also want people to know that, and I said this when I was talking with Kevin and Eric earlier this week. Tinker did have the ability to infuse and create a helm of telepathy, so all of you would constantly hear him, and I did not do that. It would have been on brand, but I did not do that.
Hey, I just wanted to thank you guys. Then thank us.
You can hear my voice forever and ever and ever.
It's like, all right, we're all going to use our ability to stop hearing. What item do I need to stop hearing psychic thoughts? Because that's what I'm going to use all of my
Helm of
items on,
Magneto?
right? It's a legendary item. I want it. That's the one I'm going for.
I'm taking it.
All right, so now that we've kind of, I mean, at least gone over people's levels and some of the stuff that we've gotten, there's still items out there that, you know, can still be kind of claimed. I have the treasure here somewhere, which is definitely going to have to be modified now that people got some stuff that they were looking for. But that being said, with this kind of, I don't want to say time off, because you're still working with and for the Noonerum and everything, getting everything established. What are the things that you guys would like to focus on as the Theodar have been dismantled as far as actual like an organization, and how would you like to start setting things up? How would you like to, you know, are you just gonna kind of let everyone handle stuff? Are you guys, you know, it's not necessarily you have to break down every aspect of what you want to have happen, but are there thoughts that you guys are going through, things that you want to start setting up as time passes? You guys are establishing your power now around the city. What are some things that you want to focus on and work on, that sort of thing?
Moving in and redecorating our new fortress.
Well,
Tinker,
yes.
Tinker just wants to do crime. It's the best way to get in jail. So,
well, I mean, it's tough because it's like, you know, everyone at this point, you know, you're just allowed to do crime. But it starts to kind of spread around because you guys are part of the group now. Not, you know, you're a strong group that, you know, you're kind of mercenaries. Oh, no, you're joining this group, but are they even going to come out on top, sort of thing? And now you guys are part of that group, that big group that's kind of taken over. We don't have to have really these other groups now. The Theodar were defeated, and so the Theodar are gone. Now the Goiden didn't leave or anything like that, but you know, they're taking advantage of the opportunity that is now presented. They're not going for power. They don't have the ability to stand up in a head-to-head battle, and it's more of a, all right, well, we're gonna fall in under the Noonerum now that it's established that they're the ones who won. Basically, it's just, okay, so the Goiden are still there. They're still operating a lot of the merchant everything. Just now it's under the guide of the Noonerum. Just kind of similar to how the city was run originally, but not exactly, obviously, with a different group with potentially different motivations and goals. If you guys had specific goals that you were looking for, that you wanted to start to work towards and use your influence to start, hey, I want to start making a weapons quarter that will start getting blacksmiths developed and start getting an army of people, however many we can get, even if it's 100 of well-armed troops to start being able to whatever. Any sort of things along kind of any lines that you guys are looking to progress towards.
We should probably start trying to collect supplies then. Medical potions and the like. Try to get some herbalists, maybe.
I mean, yes.
I
Or
totally
no.
agree. No, I 100% agree with that. I would
So-
love to get some sort of apothecary going, some sort of herbs for healing, for creating things, and definitely move into our new fortress.
Yeah.
Tink,
Where would you guys like to set up also? I mean, you guys kind of have a little bit of a pick. Not exactly. There's not everything is available. But if you guys have thoughts on where in the city you want to start to look at, there may be some options.
I guess how central do we want to be, or do we want to be hidden?
I mean, you guys, and this is something that you guys just know, that you are known. It is known that you guys run the town, but no, you don't, quote unquote. It's everything else runs the town. And just in the same way that you guys heard before, there's this section here where they're the ones that kind of quote unquote run the town. This section in the middle on kind of the island, those are like the nobles and everything. Now, you guys may, as a collective group of now what the Noonarim exist as, you guys might be able to just come up and defeat them and take over. The problem is, and you guys all know this, that who the nobles are related to and the connections that they have, the powers that would then come back to retaliate is more than what this whole city has to kind of fight against. So you don't have that level of power just yet if you were trying to do that and kind of establish yourself as, hey, we're the actual people sort of thing.
Nor would you really want to be, though. You still want a face that you can just blame for any problems, because if you're running the city and things go wrong, you're going to be the one lynched. This way you can at least say, it's their fault.
I mean, there's definitely that, but then you
Bolshevik revolution, man.
You also don't have you do have actual power, but you don't have and you do have the perceived power of the people who know, but anyone coming from outside wouldn't understand, your level of power and significance and everything like that. But yes, there's advantages and disadvantages to that sort of thing. You can't actually.
I'd say the capital's still the face. We keep them in their position.
Mhm.
They but ultimately they still do our bidding, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
They can have their.
yes and no. Yes, as long they do what they want, but as long as if what is recommended by those who advise them, which you kind of have their ear, as long as it's not something that's too bad, they're like, yep, that's fine, as long as things are running and we're still making money and whatever. Typical noble bullshit. But it's just yes, but it's not something where it's like, all right, you guys have to do this. If they don't like that, then it's like, nope, we don't actually follow orders. It's more of, it's just too much of a nuisance to actually involve myself.
Okay. And I also think that Nunarim should take over the entire wing that its side is on, and it should be taking over the entirety of territory that Theodar is.
Nunarim has everything now. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Besides
be
Wayden?
clearing this
Or-
up.
Okay.
So, the Goyden are still basically the Goyden currently, unless it's decided that not to do this. The option is that the Goyden are allowed to still operate, and they just operate now under the Nunarim. So that
Yeah.
way, everything that's established with the merchants and everything is just,
So,
continuing status quo. It's
Right. That makes
it's
sense.
Just,
because
but
they're
now,
they're aligned to income, which is going to make the capital happy anyway. And
exactly.
we need money flowing. So, and also this building looks really nice. I like this guy. And this is a fortress. That guy,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. And then this is all squiggled out, but we can definitely do something with that. I kind of like having the tips of
Interesting, but okay.
kind of fortified. So it doesn't have to be us specifically. We can get lost in the masses if we want, but I definitely think that we should have this could be the apothecary, hospital, the potion center, whatever we want it to be, herbalist. But these forts, I definitely want to have our people in.
Yeah, and that will be something that can be established. There's going to be quite a bit of rebuilding that will have to happen over here to reestablish the fort to its former glory. But yes, that is something that can happen if that is something that gets focused on. And then, what about, do you guys have any kind of goals that you are looking towards with, I guess, like your characters or anything like that?
So I found something I just sent to you as a private message that is like levels in the building, but that's Tinker's goal.
All right, let's see this. Like, just to get some of these, or to get like a book, the book to be able to do it.
The book, and you can't use the book until you can have spell levels that are beyond where I'm at.
And then would the idea be that you are looking to then get these things?
But does he want the Necrogoblicon? You bring in the end of infinity over here?
Right? Hope you had it. Hope you lived a good life. Hope you lived with no regrets.
No regrets.
It's definitely something Tinker can live off of. Yeah, that's something that you can start to try and like search for and try and get and find and do. I assume that's more of a protection for the house sort of thing.
Yeah, Tinker just Tinker sees that as maybe like the ultimate expression of his own defensibility.
Okay.
Rather than make one, like just be in one, and like he's in his armor, in the armor, in the armor, in the armor kind of thing.
Okay. That could be something that you just have, like, you could get one, someone to take care of that for you. if you wanted, if it was something where it's just like instead of having to deal with that. But yeah, you spellcaster with at least two 5th level spell slots.
Yeah, like I said, long time in the making. I just think that like if we're talking about legendary items, I saw that and I was like, that's what Tinker wants. That's the thing that he wants.
What
He
do you-
can't use it, but he wants it.
Only third. So when do you even get to 5th level?
Yeah,
Spell
like
slots.
17th or 18th level. Like
Jesus Christ.
it's a ways away.
Who? All right. What are people's skill levels for spells? All right.
What's a
I'm
spell?
Exactly.
What's a spell? Yeah.
So you're at 4th level Asgoth.
Ooh,
I'm
technically, I have a 5th level.
Currently, I cast 3rd.
Oh, nice. Fucking. Yeah, you have a 5th level, but you know, it's not a spell. Yeah, 3rd, Louis Cypher. Anything? No, he's a warlock, so. Interesting. Interesting. Lots of spell casting, but not, you know, not
Like
crazy
again,
up there.
I think the idea
He-
being that like where Bortle's building with like his tattoo, this would be something that like Tinker gets like the thought of like,
Oh, what if I did this?
and like he starts designing and building and working towards that kind of concept.
I mean, excuse me, rather than the book, are you just looking for like one of them to be, you know, your what's it called? Fucking Matryoshka.
Well, yeah, kind of. I was thinking more of like an Iron Man suit and an Iron Man suit, but Matryoshka doll for sure. Yep.
Right. Yes, Iron Man inside of Iron Man, just, you know,
Well,
different.
yeah, I'm just thinking like
Yeah.
if Tony Stark jumped in like a
Yeah,
regular
he's got the
suit
Hulkbuster.
and then into the
and
Hulkbuster.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. And then I'll start kind of working on cleaning this up a little bit with because the Noonerem, you know, now have everything. Just make sure I'm not actually deleting anything except the Theodore.
Could we also maybe know what happened to the guy that we were supposed to go after, who we never found?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, over time, you at some point you're able to find out that what ended up happening is the guy who you guys were supposed to go after inside the building was actually the one who had left, and then he was fought in the first place by the three that ended up there. That's why they kind of, without being able to, like, they got the jump on him, but they weren't able to just kind of get the jump on him and take him out as quickly as like a wizard might be able to be taken care of. And then that's where they got him, but they weren't able to just finish him off immediately. And so it took a little bit, and that's why you guys managed to get into the fortress in time, but they were at the front entrance just dealing with everything that was going on when you guys walked in as well. We can just get rid of these. And they're underneath. Make them smaller too. So yeah, you got it was just something where it's like all of the information that you guys had gotten was that it was going to be the wizard there. Do I have his name somewhere? Maybe. I have it somewhere. Not in front of me. Whoever that guy's name is, he was supposed to be the one that was out there. And then that was supposed to take care of, everything and start everything in motion. Instead, it was someone else. So things just, were different. It ended up being an interesting situation where instead of you guys just fighting two swordsmen potentially in that room, there was a wizard that was throwing people to different dimensions and different stuff happening. So we have an idea with we're gonna rebuild these fortress. Well, we're gonna rebuild this fortress and then set up kind of established defenses here, like the hospital, apothecary sort of thing here. Is there anything like we can... Actually, let's see. I want to find the downtime thing and get the some examples. Oh, jeez.
I think I would also like to lead Goyden. It can stay up. Its people could stay there. The infrastructure, but I kind of want to be like the head of Goyden.
Okay. And it doesn't matter either way. It's just question is there anything to do with the fact that he's set up in Goyden?
Yeah, there's a history between us that I actually haven't told you guys about.
Hey, I know that guy.
There may be an illegitimate child. I'm starting to feel guilt and torn about and might want to reclaim now that I've found success. I thought I would never amount to anything and I would never be a good mom, but it's been 50 years.
As she flexes.
That's what. That's like.
Bodybuilding.
50 years of muscles.
That's okay. That's like 20 years in gnome time, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Go.
All right. Let's where are the examples? Oh,
Wait,
come
if
on.
Dad's a tiefling and Mom's a
I think it's in
gnome,
Santa.
how is the kid a goblin? What?
Tinker, you're not my baby.
Oh, what? I thought we had connected.
I like that. Quit it, you freak.
Get off my tip.
Alright, come on. Give me that thing. Okay, so downtime activities. Alright, cool. Building a stronghold. Carousing. Crafting a magic item. Gaining renown. Performing sacred rites. Running a business. Selling magic items. That's kind of boring. Sowing rumors. That's a cool one.
Oops.
Training to gain levels. And, any sort of downtime activities, anything like that. So you guys could be, you could be working on stuff for yourself. You could be working on items, which would be, either for yourself or whoever. You could work on stuff like, like I said, sowing rumors. You could kind of try and establish certain things with whatever to try and gain some power. Maybe put yourself out there as kind of more of a face and establishing yourselves out there. Maybe you're trying to work to make your way to be more legitimate so you can make your way into being the nobles. You know, that
Yeah, that's what Tinker's doing.
well, I didn't say that everyone has to try and do that. But like, you know, if you know, Saint Louis or you know, Saint Louis Morningstar the Third. No, but now Asgoth. You know, if anyone wanted to kind of start to make their way up and try and get into more of a legitimate position, now you've got someone in the, not just you've got like people that you can get information from, you would have someone established in here. Then do you grow from here? Because ultimately, you guys are, I mean, over time you would start to know this with working with the Noonerum. They are not done just kind of taking over the town. We are expanding. There is more to be gained from here.
Awesome. On the same wavelength.
All right, so where is it that not that it's like, you know, there are thoughts that are already in mind, but it's, you know, where do we go from here? Do you want to start to branch out? Would you like to get establish kind of another hold of another city? And now you've got two, so now it's once we get 10 cities, now we have the strength where even if we strong-armed ourselves into the nobles and then the retaliation came, bring it. Let's go. Let's see if you can defeat us at this point. We're not just this one town that's going to get stomped by you. We are many towns. We are a collective group that you send your ships. We'll see if those things survive as they, you know, get into the water near us.
Yeah, actually, was thinking that we would kind of build up a naval fleet once we had the land-based stuff and not the capital. I wanted to get a whole bunch of ships, so like a lot of those ships that are in there would be ours.
All right, so if that's the case, just and you know, you can keep going. I just wanted to jump in with this. There isn't really the lumber. There's some trees and woods and stuff like that, but there isn't the lumber, and there to be able to do that. But you know, there are some places that you might be able to go where you'd be able to, if you establish that you have the power there. If you establish your power there, is what I'm trying to say with that. And then you have a route of, we have access to the lumber that we need, and we'll be able to bring it in now at a cost that makes sense for us, and it works for us to be able to bring in, and now we can start establishing a fleet. Now we can, you know, you guys want to work on like apothecary stuff, and that's great, but there's only so much time and effort that you can focus on any specific one given thing. So if you start looking into shipwrights, you know, that's going to take away from a little bit of the potions. I'm not saying you can't do it. If you have two people working on two different things, you could take care of both of them. But if you have 20 things that you want to do, it's like, well, decisions. So with that being said, like if you wanted to start establishing a naval fleet, it might be something where you start looking into going and getting shipwrights. How do we attract those guys? How do we get the lumber so that we can start doing that? Once we get there, you know, do we have gunpowder for the cannons and stuff like that we're gonna need, so that these aren't just ships that it's like, hey, we have a ton of ships that are about to get sunk. We have a lot of ships that are gonna fucking sink all you shits. So different things like that. If that's something that you guys wanted to do, that's something too. You know, like I was saying before, if you wanted to establish an army and create like weapons, maybe figuring out where there's a mine or something like that, or a place that has ore, so that you can establish a trade route or just a better source of everything, so that you can start getting more efficient and quality weapons. Things to that effect. Where's everyone's heads at with all of the stuff I just dumped out?
I think Tinker is just down for whatever. Like, I'm not trying to be passive. I just don't think Tinker really has any like expansive goals. So he's just like,
well,
what are we doing?
All right, but here's the question for specifically in that case for Tinker. Doesn't Tinker like having more things to tinker on? And like, isn't it the more that he can tinker on weird, rare shit, it's just like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. I really kind of like this.
Hear me out. Hear me out. That just means Tinker goes down to the next street and finds another pile of garbage. But if you say, Tinker, we're going to a new town to take it over, and
there's a shiny bunch of garbage.
Like, all right, let's go. Let's do it. I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, then that's fine. I'm not saying that it's like, no, you can't play your character like that. You have to have goals. Get out of here, Tom.
Leaving. Taking Tinker. Kevin's like, I did it. I finally got rid of it.
All I had to do was say, Tom, you can't play. So does anyone have any thoughts on that? Because I like the idea of, you know, we're going to start establishing a naval fleet. You know, you guys, like, would you guys want to go to another town and start getting things together like that? Start figuring out, you know, what's going on with being able to get lumber, being able to, you know, whatever. I don't want to keep harping on like, oh, just lumber. Do fucking go get some lumber. What about lumber? Did you guys think about that? But so yeah, if there's any thoughts that anyone has on kind of specifics for moving forward, again, expanding outwards, you guys are, and I don't have a map currently, but let me put something together at least a little bit to give you a bit of an idea. Give me an add page. No, it can be visible. Dynamic lighting is off. So bright. So you guys, and this is again not exactly what's going on, but like, let's say this is a plot of land, like the island. Fill that in. You guys are, no.
Uh-oh, guys, we're in the poop zone.
I know. So, like, you guys are at this point. So, the rest of this is all sea. Everything up, you know, all around here sort of thing. Now, this, I mean, it could be bigger than this. It's just you're at the northern part. So, if you wanted to go out into sea, and I will have a map for you guys for next time. If you guys wanted to go out into sea and figure out things like that, you could get a ship that would be able to take you guys. If you wanted to travel this way and see, like, if there's a city here and here and here and whatever, you can start traveling to those different sorts of things.
Could the Noonerum give us like some guesstimates as far as which way would be the best way to travel as far as encountering other cities?
So yeah, you would be able to figure that out. I'll have this stuff more set up. So it's just kind of a matter of what would you like to do. Anything to the north is a bit of, I don't want to say a hike because it's on the sea, But excuse me. But you guys, it would be a bit of travel to kind of go by ship to find anything of, anything else. Not that it would be like so far that it's like it's 6 years travel, but it's like, it might be a month or two that you guys are traveling. So even with that, you go there a month or two to get to a certain place if there's somewhere where you're looking in particular. So again, it just kind of depends on what you guys are looking to do. There are, that there are cities around and stuff like that. I don't have them right at this second, but it's something where you'll be able to go, and it's not like you're just exploring into the unknown wilderness. It's like, no, there's a place right here. I know that village exists. That's where they make fucking bread or something, whatever.
Lumber.
Cheese
Okay.
shop.
Guys, let's go
Still
to
on the
Bread
line.
Town.
Cheese shop.
Let's go to Bread Town.
Right.
I think, right, Breadtown. Let's take over Breadtown next. Careful.
Listen, we got control of the wheat at that point.
Yeah, but mountains are a good card to have.
I think Keone's always been about sort of building power.
Yep.
And yeah, benching pretty much. And so constantly like adding more. She would stay on land. She wouldn't venture into the sea just yet. And so I think ultimately her vision would be similar to what Nunarem did, is just they took over Theodar. She wants to be the true head of Boyden, not necessarily the face, because everything she wants to do is, she doesn't want to be known for it. I think she wants to kind of do a silent takeover of the capital, and she wants to do that in that ultimately our faction is the one that controls the entirety of our village or city, whatever it's called, and without the capital necessarily knowing that. And we build a larger collective of local communities, and we sort of silently gather our strength, gather our resources, and then when we have resources, build up more strength. So once we have resources, build up ships. Once we have resources, build up more fortification. Continue to start collecting and supporting local communities and expand on, so we have as much power as we need to then become the official rulers of all of it, of everything that we've put together.
So there is at some point, as I'm understanding it, you are gonna want to try and be out in the open, and then at first you're completely hidden and doing everything hidden from everyone. Like you're as you go to different villages and cities and whatever, and you're gathering this community that you're putting together, you're keeping that hush hush until you have the power to say, oh, actually, we're the ones who are actually in power, and we're the ones who are actually in power now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're doing that. We would do that through Goiden, in using the Goiden merchant system and the merchant structure. So it would start with trade, and then build into reliance, and build into support, and build into trust, and now we have loyalty. So I think through Goiden's trade system is how we're going to kind of infiltrate and build bonds with local communities, and also sow distrust. right? Sow distrust amongst those communities, which is the thing that I do,
Yep.
against our capital essentially. Like, oh, this is what they're doing against you guys. They wanted to start raising taxes or stealing your shit, whatever fucking
Right.
assholes do.
Whatever you come up with at that moment, that is just like, yeah, that's completely believable that some shithead rich guy would do. Just like, yeah. It's like they're gonna come and steal your kids or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
It's like, they are? Yup.
Coyote, I've got an idea.
What am I gonna
Got
do?
an idea.
Lie to you? Go ahead, detect it. It's like a 20-3 minimum.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of
Alright.
here, you fucking
Using
peasant.
this-
Oh wait, no, I'm the rich guy now. Shit.
Mhm.
Using this new alchemy jug, what if I make a mayonnaise bomb?
I think it's a great idea.
All right, and I'll drop it on this city.
On
then we'll-
on our portion of the city, so we're all
Yeah.
gonna be walking on mayonnaise.
Yeah, and then we'll tell them that the bad guys did it, and then we have to go get them.
Got it. I thought it was your solution to feeding the hungry.
No, this is gonna be very bad mayonnaise.
It's like, no, I'm eating it.
I mean, Tinker, that's a great idea, but I think you should just hold on to it because that bomb would change the tide in a war. So I think you should don't just use it willy-nilly, pop it off without thinking about it. Just make it, hold on to it, and we're definitely going to be able to use that for something epic.
You can't just reveal something like that to your enemies. You have
Right,
to
you don't
save
wanna-
your
you don't
secret
wanna-
weapons.
You don't want to blow your mayonnaise bomb.
Right. As they
prematurely.
say.
Listen, as they say, but
You don't want to
also-
prematurely blow your mayonnaise bomb.
Mayonnaise bomb.
But
Right.
also, I would just say, you did just hear Keone say, greenlight the mayonnaise bomb process, and Tinker is gonna get to work. So I wash my hands of this.
So just so you know, once I showed the the jailer, she was already in the process of the green lighting the mayonnaise bomb.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
react.
definitely-
Keone's been all set for a bit. And so, yeah, that's. Now,
I'm
here's a
actually
question.
surprised that Tinker was so much on my line of thinking with that.
Has he been talking to the jailer? That motherfucker. That little prick. Is that why he's getting thrown in jail all the time? To visit him? I will
never
feed
tell.
him one of my pies, and then I will feed someone one of his pies. As I fucking put him into mine. This guy. This goblin. So my question is, based on what you were saying, you're sowing kind of the seeds of discourse. Are you still completely like you're the head of the Goiden? Would you want to just stay
I'm not the
completely
face.
loyal to the Nunarum?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For right now, I have no reason to not. Yeah, because ultimately everything's gonna be one anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
But yeah, I am the head of Goiden, but I'm not the face of Goiden.
Right.
Okay.
Is there anyone that you would want to be the face of Goiden? Is it just kind of whoever's there, whatever?
No,
Or-
it's definitely somebody I'm gonna need to trust.
Okay.
I don't know. I do trust Wiz. I don't know
So
if he died.
so
of a
he can
mysterious
put-
illness or not.
he can put himself out there. I don't know
Well,
if he
was-
died,
I
but
was
he's
there
gonna.
before.
All right, want to throw away my cleric healer? It's a healer, guys.
No, why would you do that? Just play multiple
Yeah.
characters.
I'll just just play both.
Yeah. Like,
Damn.
I want you to be the character you want to be, or Wisp can be an NPC. But no. I definitely don't want you to play a character you just gave up.
Saving
No, but it
this.
would be somebody the face, or I mean, if I trust the guy who's, I
I
think
mean,
the person who's running it right now would definitely
Wisp
not want
Wisp
me.
could be anyone, right? He could look
Right,
like anyone.
exactly.
So,
So that's what I thought we would like Snoich the head and then put Wisp in his place.
right.
Just eliminate him. Assassinate and infiltrate.
I mean, the Gordon have
actually,
already basically been like, hey, we get it. We're not gonna stand up to you. So like, whatever. What are we doing? So it's something where if you still wanted to kill that guy, fine.
Oh, really? So he'd be that easy about it? He would not. He would not care.
Once you guys took out the Theodar and it's 2 sides against 1, they were just like, okay, we get it. Even with the power that we could kind of pull in with the merchants and stuff, what we could do, I mean, we were holding our own because of, the gold and everything we're able to do and have established with gold and the merchants and all just the power that holds. But also, we understand that that's not necessarily just, if someone decides that it's just like, oh, I don't care about your gold. It's like, well, fuck. And so we read the writing on the wall, but also at the same time, look at what we have established. Look at our gold. Because even though gold isn't that powerful, when someone decides it's not, it's also still really powerful. And we get it. You guys didn't conquer this city just to conquer the city and then, we're done here. Let's just do that. We know that you're looking for more than this, and you're going to need gold for whatever it is that your goals are. And we can still have that and have that established. So, and it's something where the guy who's the head could be, someone who advises you as just like, oh, yep. Especially when you walk into his office holding his door that you just tore off the wall. And it's just like, hi, I've come to talk. Oh, sure, yeah, okay, good. Yes, talk is what the only I want thing to do with you. I've heard your name is Keone, Mistress Keone. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's talk. So, yeah, that's kind of where you have everything, basically.
I'm fine with him staying in place. I'm fine with all of that. But I make it very clear that if he fucks me over, everyone that has his DNA is gonna be taken off of this plane of existence.
I mean, I have a lot of women that I have access to, so I don't know. That would be a lot of work, but you won't even have to worry about that. Let's just jump to, you know what? I'm not looking to do that. I understand the situation. I didn't get to be the head of the Goiden by not reading the room. And specifically the Goiden, that it's like, yep, that's not something that is just like, oh, the Goiden just kind of, this guy's strong. The Theodar might have been led by someone who was just a big fucking meathead, but he could crush everyone. But in this case, that the Goiden are more, no, we have to survive on our wits rather than just anything else. We can't just overpower people.
Right. And usually surviving on wits can also mean some unsavory plans behind doors. I'm just
absolutely
saying.
But
I want to believe you. I want to trust you.
As you can see, metaphorically, we can just kind of treat the door as you have treated it literally, and there will be no behind closed doors between us.
I just take the door and I fling it to the side of the room.
It's like there is no need to worry. That I've seen your power and the power of your group firsthand, both in actual strength and power, as well as the what you're capable of doing with, I don't want to say manipulation. What's the word? It I don't know. Encouraging loyalty, we can say.
Persuasion, you mean? Is that what you were looking for?
Maybe that's yeah. I mean, like the kind of
Influence?
intelligence and everything. It's not just the straight up like
The raw animal charisma.
right. Exactly. But just that you guys aren't just these meatheads sort of thing. You're able to figure things out and get some different plans moving. So yeah, and with your passive insight of at least 17, you don't have really much of a feeling that anything's really up, at least at the moment. Again, like you're saying, maybe in the future, but currently it's a haha, nope. I've got your back. You don't have to worry about me at all. It's like you can you can incite me all you want. I am not fucking questioning what you're saying right now.
Does this guy have a right hand man or like a right hand man, an assistant, an advisor?
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm saying this stuff like I don't have guys for this. They just didn't come up. Hold on. Actually, I like this guy. I never actually got to introduce him. This is...
Oh, look at that dude.
I mean, he's not that big, but yes. And this is Rourke. He's the right hand man and the leader of the Goyden. Why are you not letting me do that? Because this guy? Leader of the Goyden is uploading right now.
The leader of the gods.
The leader of the Goyden.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Awkward moments in session.
Boo.
Layer, token, click,
Layer.
Shift Z.
Duck.
So this is Lanzan. He is the leader of the Goyden.
Wait, I thought the other one was the leader of the Goyden.
Wait a
No,
minute.
that was the right hand man.
Tinker's pretty sure this is a girl.
That doesn't mean much.
Hey, I know.
He's drawn like an anime character, so it's, you know,
Oh, no, 100%. Just I don't
it's
think
a
you
50-50.
you definitely should not introduce Tinker to this person because Tinker's gonna have the wrong idea.
You must hurry, you ladies. Ship, whatever.
And then this is Rourke.
She saw the little runt sitting there on a log. He asked her his name.
Yep, you can see it.
Raspy voice. She said, Lola.
It's still going for it.
So Lanzan is the leader of the Goyden, and will continue to stay as the leader, quote unquote. And then Rourke is his right hand man, and Rourke is very, very shifty and clever. He's quite the accomplished, information gatherer, intimidation specialist. He's powerful, but it's.
What's his race? Oops.
He is an orc.
He's got underbite teeth.
I mean, it's a little on the nose. It's very Bortle-esque. Rourke the orc.
Well, I mean, mine was a little bit more than just like. There's a meaning behind the B. Is he a rogue?
No. Are you a bogue?
No, I'm a barbarian.
No, actually, he probably is a rogue, now that I think about it. At least rogue-ish tendencies.
Oops. Who's this Doralai? Or Doralai? You know them?
That was one of the informants in the Goyden section. That was one of the Noonarim informants that you guys were looking for, who was in the Goyden section.
Okay. I'm gonna have a conversation with her and see if she wants to be a little bit closer to the Goyden. Maybe be a secondary assistant. Just so that we have some eyes that we know are loyal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she could be the Rourke to your Lanzan as far as the Noonarim counter to the Goyden in the Goyden themselves.
Yep.
So, yeah, she happily would accept if offered. She knows this area anyway from what she was doing with just everything in terms of getting information and everything that she was already doing when it was the Goyden running this area.
Okay.
Not that the Goyden aren't running this area now, just someone else is running the Goyden.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, you have Doralai, who is gonna be working with / shadowing Rourke, so that there are eyes on him with what he's doing as he's starting to take care of everything that he's doing, continuing to keep everything in check throughout the city. Is there anything specific that you would like him to do? As Lanzan is saying, he is a very capable individual who has served me well with taking care of many issues in the past as they come up. Odd ones here and there. And Lanzan is an expert kind of diplomat and great at negotiations, often finds himself in the noble quarters himself. Not by accident.
So I want to get a read on Lanzan. Would he have interest in being a noble?
I mean, he definitely has the way of carrying himself about that. It's something where he has never had the power and ability to achieve that. But if that were something that were presented to me, I certainly would not say no.
Perfect. Well, if we play our cards right, he'll be able to be in that position after not too long. But for right now, just keep everything the same. You'll have your orders.
As you wish, mistress.
Oh, Wesley.
And now I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Just imagine every time somebody says yes, mistress to Keone, Tinker's like,
Her name is Keone.
No one knows her name. You show her respect.
oh.
What does anyone else have in mind as Keone is currently taking over with the merchants? I like it. We're starting to get ourselves set up, and we're expanding out. Does anyone have any thoughts on anything they would like to do? Specifics?
So, to
No.
clarify, this is still the merchant, like the noble area, right?
Yes.
And then everything else is kind of united front.
Yes.
Yeah, I think infiltrating there would be pretty cool.
All right, cool. It's heavily guarded, so it's kind of something where it's like depending on, like, you guys would be able to pull it off, and as you grow in strength and power and influence, you definitely have the concept that we'll be able to get in there should we choose to, and it's going to be by invitation rather than trying to sneak in and avoid guards everywhere, because again, of course there's money over there and influence and power, and there's plenty of guards to protect all of that money and influence and power, but if you guys are invited, you'll be respected as you're walking through those gates, as opposed to climbing over the walls somewhere. So that is something that, again, that's what you get from the fact that Lanzan himself has visited here a bunch and makes visits, but he's not part of that. Apparently, he's not part of that yet, is where we're going, which is excellent. So yes, in long answer to your question, that's the noble section.
Got it.
All right, so we've got Tinker. Bortle, do you have anything that you're looking towards to try and get or move towards? I know you're also just kind of I don't know if you're even necessarily something, not that I want to kind of throw this out in this way, but I'll also just get to it at some point. If you even want to stay here, if this is your jam as Bortle. You kind of stumbled into all of this, and as a merchant a mercenary who was stumbling bar to bar, it's just like, I'm in a good position, and I like that. Do I care to move up? Maybe I just continue stumbling bar to bar now with newfound respect, and now I probably have to work less because I'll get free drinks. Or maybe you've changed your mind. It's like, oh, I'm in for this world domination thing. And then you go, oh, that's a lot of places to have to conquer.
Stupid risk.
Put everyone in your half. It's like you still can't get it.
Gonna get your castle. Stick around, get your castle.
Right? Or just establish the sewers and get them cleaned up. Get pizza delivery.
That would be good.
Invite your 3 brothers.
Yeah, a bunch more turtles running around. That'd be funny.
Right. But I mean, honestly,
Total power.
exactly. But if that were actually something that you kind of wanted to do, establish a turtle army, establish an underground sort of thing. And
Ninja Turtle,
absolutely, you're a
militia.
barbarian, so maybe you have to have some of the Noonerum, people as rogues, kind of guide them. Some of the ones who are rogues, maybe they'll have to guide them a little bit on the ninja ways and or being more ninja-y. But there's some stuff that's potentially available if that's what you were looking to do.
Well, honestly, what I was hoping to start training was Sentinel. Start getting that in order, but yeah. Also establishing, maybe a training regime for our own support army, and then, of course, medical supplies and basic supplies in general. Um, Also, how are we going to gather money?
Well, I mean, you're in a party with the new head of the Goiden, so you'll definitely have some money coming in at that point.
Yeah, but it's more like if we're trying to establish our own thing, then it might be good to.
But I think that's kind of why we're gonna go after the nobles, and then
Okay.
maybe become the owners of this town.
Okay.
We are like the rulers of that ultimately, and then we can expand from there. Or we'll just have like a good base here, and then what's like roughly we're level 11, so we're kind of like becoming so powerful that take it out to a higher tier.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have conquered the city, but
Almost all the
yeah,
city.
yeah, pretty much, right. But there's also, and like I said, you guys feel like now at this point you feel very sure that there might be a bunch of losses, but you guys could conquer that section. It's just the what comes next that
Right. How do we
that
not?
becomes the issue.
Right. It's well, I think part of the problem is that we don't want to destroy it either.
Right.
We're going to try to have it crumble, but keep the infrastructure and the riches, and then go from there.
I mean, it sounded kind of like what Keone was thinking is not even having to have it crumble, just install new ownership. Now new management, and have Lanzan as the legitimate quote unquote noble who's in there and rises to power at an alarmingly fast rate. Wow. Look at all what he's able to do. And now that you have someone on the inside, you take over from there. I mean, that sounds like it might be the ultimate goal, potentially, but it's a matter of, that'll go completely smooth and there's going to be no hiccups.
Do we want to
Guaranteed.
try? Do we want to try to establish like a thieves guild or something, and then start, tasks of a more.
I mean, you guys are basically some of the highest members of the citywide thieves guild. As is. Now, that doesn't mean you can't help with expanding. Your specific level or your specific abilities yourself, Bortle, are separate from what a lot of the things that are usually applied to all of the thieves here, sort of thing. So you could start I mean, you could maybe gather some of the Theodar warriors and train them, establish, a better, stronger army there. Maybe, you could beef up some of the rogues in the Noonarum and start making them just better kind of frontline warriors if they have the capability of it. If you wanted to do any things like those. But like you pretty much already have the Thieves Guild. And plus, I know we had started this forever ago, but you guys also actually are part of a Thieves Guild where, how many things do I have open? You have certain powers, you have certain little abilities. Excuse me, the Underworld Syndicate, so you have that whole thing where there's just so much stuff to it, and it's like, it seems really cool, but there's just too much to try and get into. But there are different items, not items, there are different things that you could choose to be, where like it gives like a plus to whatever. So domain titles, so enforcement, narcotics, negotiations, operations. So records. So like records, you gain proficiency in the Arcana skill. Additionally, if you are unable to cast spells of first level or higher, either because you have no spellcasting ability or you have expended all your spell slots, you can cast the following spells using intelligence as the spellcasting ability. And so there's different things that people could choose to have that gain extra things, and that's specifically because of the thing that I introduced that was the Underworld Syndicate thing that we haven't used since the very beginning.
Kevin,
And
is that listed somewhere that we could read or look
I
at?
will put this in Discord.
Very cool.
Cuz yeah, I know we had looked at it and we had kind of done a little bit with it, but then it fell off, which is like, yeah, that's completely understandable. As everyone's trying to learn their characters and stuff. But now that we've got established, we can kind of see, what do people think? What do you want to have and do with your characters? It's like that you gain proficiency in the persuasion skill. Additionally, you can cast Disguise Self and Suggestion spells. I mean, some of you guys already have that, but maybe you have Tinker. Get that. Where it's like, oh, he has proficiency with that, and he can make a charisma check with advantage, and can cast Disguise Self. So that way, if you do end up getting into the noble area, put on Disguise Self. Pretend you're a gnome. No, we can't walk into the noble area with the goblin.
Too late.
We've already said that. Just put on Disguise Self. God.
Not gonna do it. I gotta be me.
Then you're staying here and still tied up. No, you have to let me. You have to let me out.
Right tool for the trade.
I have to be able to tinker. No, we
Shut
can't
this
trust you. We're going to a very important place and we need you to behave. Can you do that? No.
No.
Well, thank you for your honesty, but we can't bring you then. No, you have to bring me. Are you going to behave? No. Stop. So, I put that in there, so that's something that you guys can look at. It's some pretty cool stuff. Again, it's a lot, and I wish there was just like a video of Matt Colville like running this with like a group that he had, so that I can see it actually in action and be like, oh, okay, that's cool, and you only have to do this. But it's more of like a that's a lot. It's really cool, but it's so much shit. Cause like it's establishing like how it's from Kingdoms in Warfare, I think, and it's cool because there's different types of things, and it establishes how you build like your fortresses and kingdoms and the different armies that you can bring in and stuff like that, based on your thieves they bring these types of things generally. Your wizards, they bring these types. So, anyway, some cool stuff, but we're not going to get into all that sort of shit. So yeah, you guys, I mean, there's some plans, it sounds like. Keone doesn't want to go out to sea at the moment. We have to establish communications and everything with towns around, and we also have to well, we're staying on land and starting to get everything together so that we can start our fleet and also start working at undercutting the nobles, but also bringing a new noble in who can hopefully be brought to rise up to the top, as far as I'm understanding.
If anybody hasn't done it yet, and you open up the Underworld Syndicate thing that Kevin just put out there, there's a picture of like a team, and there's like this super jacked Thor-looking guy who I can only imagine has Keone's face in our group. That's,
Right.
Just all I can think about right now.
Right. Just that level of strength, but just only the size of that weird cup bucket thing that he's holding.
Yes. Yep.
But the same level of muscles, they're just incredibly dense.
Oh man.
So next week, I'm thinking that you guys are going to be heading out to some of the towns to try and, you know, whether it's one town that takes a little bit of time to take care of, or maybe you might be able to fly through a couple. Just, hey, we got here, we took care of what we needed, next. It's like we traveled for a week, got to the next town. It was pretty easy. Some of these guys
Are the towns that far away? It would take about a week to get through them? To them?
Yeah.
Or close to them?
Maybe not a week. I'd have to put it together and kind of figure out. It's probably going to be, you know, some of them are going to be maybe that far, depending on where you're coming from and where you're going to. But that just kind of would be stuff that happens generally.
I would look at what towns have the most resources for us to expound upon first. I would probably target them first and then work my way out from them.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, in that case, does anyone have anything else? Because if not, we'll probably be calling it there. Now that we have kind of some stuff established, we have some goals that people are looking towards. I know there's still some item options that are available for people if they figure out what they are looking for and what they're trying to move towards. But other than that, yeah.
I would also, I'm interested in learning to speak Goblin. So maybe I could communicate to Tinker. I haven't seen many other goblins around, have I?
No.
Okay.
Thank
No.
God.
No, you have not.
So yeah, I'm also considering like learning to speak Goblin. I don't know if we can make that happen. So I could communicate to Tinker without everybody around me knowing what we're saying.
Okay. Yes. I will. Who?
And I figured Tinker would be the one to teach me, so I don't know how that would go either.
First mistake.
Well, you know what? It could be. What is happening? Okay. Louis Cypher knows Goblin, so that's probably where you're gonna learn it.
That's
Okay.
probably a better idea. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie.
That's cool. That would be perfect, actually.
Right. So he could be teaching you probably while, like, that's one of the things that I'm okay with like as you guys travel, you start
Okay.
you're working on that with him.
Maybe we
as-
can all even learn Goblin, because that would be great if we could have like a language that's not really commonly spoken. That we could. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Some way to be able to communicate with each other, in a way that not everybody fucking knows what we're saying. You know, because we don't have telepathy at this point.
Right.
I do.
So I'm all set with the goblin
Right.
shit.
Exactly.
I,
All right. Cool.
I definitely don't need that.
As long as you know when you need to read my mind, we're good.
Yeah.
Husband in training.
Every time I start trying to go in there, it's just I just see horns.
Right.
It's,
Exactly.
it's very horny in Keone's mind. So yes, that is something that you guys can start to try and work on as you travel and everything like that. So this is kind of like a good time where you'd be able to, because there's going to be a bit of actual time to work on that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Very cool. The only issue that you know could definitely come up is the fact that you'll then be speaking Goblin, and as much as you now have power in the city, and so if you're speaking Goblin to a Goblin, then whatever. But even if you're speaking Goblin to someone else, it's also like a what's going on there. Like if you started speaking Goblin in front of nobles, it would be
No.
yeah. But like
I'm thinking
everyone
more
who
of, like,
knows you anyway.
specific battle orders. Like,
Yeah.
like if we want to blend in, we're not going to do that. But like when I need to get them information that I don't want somebody who's a direct threat to know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
All I'm thinking is when you said that in like battle orders, I was just thinking of if you guys were actually fighting goblins. Then it's
Right.
just
Then
you
that would
yell
work.
out, and then no, it's like flank him, and you yell it in Goblin. Then they just listen anyway because they're just used to listening, and then they flank their bot. It's like
All
no.
right, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, no, I like it.
Perfect.
It's like don't flank me, flank that. Ah! Now you've got all the minions just running around, confused, crying.
I don't know
I
what
feel
to
like
say.
we're gonna get in trouble either way. then I just like I see just like a group of like little goblins, just like minions, like level 1 sort of nothing, and then all of a sudden like they're running around because they're getting orders from both sides. But then Tinker's also in the background running around in his suit, just like I don't know which one to follow.
I was just going to say, Tinker at this point always assumes he's doing the wrong thing, so he just does what he thinks is what he should be doing. He's like, someone's not going to be happy with this, I guarantee it.
I'm surprised it's that where it's just like, I feel like I'm always wrong. Let's continue doing that then. It's not I feel like this is wrong, I'm going to do the opposite. And it's just like, no, that was also a terrible idea. But at least you went against your nature, which is good. That's a good start.
I just really like the idea that at this point, Tinker can start to use some of his abilities to help the party out instead of just sort of using them on himself. So I like this. I like this as this grows.
Yep.
Also, I like decorating the party, who are way more socially acceptable than Tinker, in trash. That just makes me happy too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yeah, that I do. That is something else that it's like, those are gonna have to be considered in certain situations as well. And I like that was like specifically pointed out as that. It's like, yeah. And then we moved on to like the nobles, and it's like, that won't fly. So it's like, oh, you just take off the tin hat, and it's like, okay, but now I don't have the mine stuff. It's like, all right, shit,
Can't wear those trash slippers in here.
right,
Oh, I can make them look good. Trust.
right.
I'm just saying, Tinker's not going to be let in that area at all.
How many disguised selves do we have everyone able to cast?
Unlimited.
But well, I'm just saying, like, how many
All
different
of them.
people? Because it's like we've got. I know Louis Cypher. I don't know if. I know Wisp was able to, but I don't know if.
Ask off is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the trickster cleric thing. It's just like built in. I don't have unlimited, but
Yeah, but you have. It's just like some, and is it separate from your thing?
it's
Your spells.
no, it's in spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might get one free use of it. No, that's detect thoughts. Yeah, so I have to spend a spell slot to use it.
Yeah.
Louis Cypher, he can do it at will because it's warlock.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, we definitely have people who can take care of that sort of stuff. So even if it becomes an issue. But all right, cool. Yeah, and then so next week we'll be checking the map and seeing what's on there and where we want to go. If anyone has thoughts on different things that they also wanted to try and ask for different stuff, that's fine. It'll be a no.
You missed your chance.
Right? It was only tonight, idiots. I fooled you. Deception. 20. Dirty 20.
Nailed it.
It was good. It wasn't great, but so yeah, and then we'll figure out where we're going specifically next week, but we'll have a bunch of different cities and everything, and you guys will see the map on what everything is, and anything that you come up with that you want to do for downtime. Specifically, we'll handle that first, and because you guys are going to be taking care of a couple, it's been 3 to 6 months since you defeated the Theodar, so that's where you were able to gain levels. You were able to establish what you wanted to do with the city and getting that moving towards everything, and then over time you're going to be traveling, so you might be gone for maybe just a couple days because you only go to one city. Maybe you travel from city to city to city to city. It's a 3-week trip. What do you want people to be doing in the meantime? Stuff like that. So
Yeah, can Wisp be our eyes and ears in the city?
yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking of sending Wisp to the noble part because he can sustain
Yeah.
disguise self all the time.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, he wouldn't just be able to go yet. There's still some building up that has to happen so that you guys can actually like get invited, but he can absolutely start working.
Well, that's what I mean is like scout ahead, and then even if he build up an identity, we can help sow rumors, escalate him in there, and that doesn't necessarily mean like because I send him in there, I know I'm not going to be switching characters at will, so it's not going to be like that.
Right.
But if you want to just say for story's sake that he is there, or we're going to work to get him there first, and then when you're ready, the party can join. But we're just hoping that once we get there, he's like, all right, here's the
scoop.
Here's the scoop, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. So yes, absolutely we can do that. We'll get Wisp set up to get into the place. That'll be something where, again, that'll be probably some downtime stuff on sowing rumors, getting him established in whatever way as whoever you want him to be, so that he gets in there. He has this identity that he creates and works his way in. There's definitely gonna be some ability to do that with all the power and freedom that you guys have. Yeah.
You mentioned that the nobles that are here in the capital have external powers or sources of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, i- i- are those powers or people on this little landmass that we're on? Like that shit stain that Tom pointed out.
Yeah.
Is that the entirety of? Are we like on an island? Is that the entirety of our land, or was that for something else?
That was just kind of an example to show that you guys are at like the top area of like the landmass.
Okay,
I'll
so that's
have,
a landmass that's like continental size,
yeah,
like
I
America
think so.
or like
I'll
Australia,
that's definitely going to be something where I'll
like
have to
Hawaii.
show you guys next week exactly what it is that I have kind of envisioned in my. Well, I'll have to put it together so I can and just you'll be able to see it.
So the backup that these nobles have, do they come from that same landmass or that area that we're on?
No, not all of them. There might be one other area that would come from like the land. Maybe there's some from the land, but there's definitely not exclusively just like everything's contained on this one. There's definitely some of the powers that they have. There's definitely some fleets that would be coming down if anything were to happen that raise their attention enough, sort of thing.
So I'm definitely going to want to know what connections those nobles have, our nobles have, to other individuals that are on the landmass, so that this way we know what we're walking into. We don't accidentally say something, engage somebody in some sort of way, and not realize that there's actually a connection at this location. So,
provided that Chris is with us next week and that he hasn't like maxed out items and whatnot, Tinker will try to craft for him a +1 rod of the pact keep.
Okay, cool.
But in Tinker's own device, it will look like a broken wrench that he hands to Louis.
Nice. Excellent. All right, cool. Yeah. So with the idea of, all right, crap. Hold on. I want to finish this sentence, but I have to go to the bathroom bad. I'll be right back.
my bathroom break, I got water, I got ice, I got snacks, I made ramen.
Wow.
I'm gone for a minute.
I
was like, boil, damn it, boil.
I am looking forward to going and making a sandwich and then going to bed. I'm also looking forward to next Thursday, finally getting to have a lava chihuahua. For full explanation, if I didn't already explain this one,
Please.
my daughter and her friend Beatrice were at the lemonade store, aka Foulmouth Brewing, one day about a month and a half ago, and unbeknownst to myself or them, Beatrice's dad, who is the owner of Foulmouth, was trying to name a new beer, and Beatrice was saying lava, and my daughter is enamored with the word chihuahua right now, so they just started chanting lava chihuahua, and Craig just went, that's the name, like that's amazing. So they did up some art of like this little chihuahua on a surfboard in front of a volcano, and there is a lava chihuahua ale on tap right now that everyone who comes in and orders one gets told the story of my daughter and so Tarn and Beatrice naming this beer, and I'm like, I haven't had it all month and I would like to try it. So next Thursday my fast is over and I am going to try it.
Nice.
Fast.
You're fasting?
Not
You're
so
doing
much fast.
A full fast or intermittent fast?
No, so, I'm sorry. So like my fast from
alcohol.
Beer, I take. I've been taking January off since before it was cool. It just is my yearly tradition.
Yeah. Is it just beer or all alcohol?
All alcohol.
Okay.
But since I only drink beer, it's
right,
all
it's
alcohol.
beer.
So yeah.
You only drink beer?
Yeah. I don't really dig
You don't
most
fuck with
hard
it?
alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have like mixed stuff, but like, you know, that's when I go out and it's just like, what is this? I say that and then it's like, no, I've got wine over there. Not that I really drink wine, but I've been like trying it because there was one time where I had it and I'm like, this is really good, and I finished the bottle and then I've tried it and it's like, no, these all suck. I hate wine.
It's always tragic when you have something like at a restaurant or a gathering or whatever, and you're like, that was delicious, and everyone's like, yeah, I don't know what. You're like,
Right. I know what
Fudge.
it was. It was a white wine. It's something that started with an A. Someone had brought it to the party and then left it, and I'm like, all right, now it's free game. So I open it up. I'm like, shit, I really like this. And then I just, got rid of the bottle and didn't remember what it was, and whatever. I've been having red wine. I know it's not the type. It's not like I'm trying to get it. It's more just like, oh, I have these. What are these? Yep, that's just fucking red wine. Anyway, so with Wisp being, now that you guys are talking about establishing an identity for him, getting him to be able to get into the noble area scout ahead with using him, you're definitely going to be able to start gaining a little bit more information. So, during the week, I'll probably have you do some rolls and stuff, TJ, maybe with Wisp, to kind of figure out if, like, over the course of the downtime that you guys have, how much access and information you're able to gain about the nobles and being able to get in there so that you can arm these guys with more information before they head out and
I'd
stuff
like
like
to
that.
help him. I'd like to help Wisp with that. Like, Keone would want to help Wisp with that because she has the underground syndicate and it's even bigger now, and help get him access to information.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different stuff where, I mean, of course you guys have access to so much as being basically the second group under those three in the Noonerum. Obviously, there's some other people that you guys have met that you know of. You've got Zerterol, who was, he's higher up or something. You're not exactly sure everything. It's him. There was that one other kid. There's different people. So you guys are right up at the top of the people who are currently leading the town. So you all have plenty of access, and you can absolutely help him. There is going to be some stuff where there is going to be a limitation on some of the stuff because, excuse me, you only have so much time and attention, effort to be able to put towards any given thing. You can have guys doing this and focusing on sowing rumors for him to be able to get in, Wisp that is, to get into and establish himself and that sort of stuff. But then that does take away from some of the other things you might also be trying to establish. But we'll deal with that as, we kind of figure out exactly what we're looking to do. But that's kind of where we stand. But yes, absolutely, that can happen. You can start to work and help him. I'm not saying no to that, just letting you know the full scenario. But yeah, you guys are in quite a position at the moment to start to work your way out and in, depending on everything that you're looking to do.
Cool.
Cool beans. Seems like you have a lot of work in front of you, Kev.
Absolutely. Not more than all of your characters. I just have to create the stuff. You guys have to do it.
That's fair.
All right, very cool. Yeah, any also, any other thoughts? I mean, these things can completely change between now and next week. If anyone has different thoughts and everyone gets on board, it's like, actually, we want to kind of this thing. That's fine. But I'll put that stuff together and we'll talk and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Cool, everybody. Later.
Good.
Later.